understand from most of the cultures that we have, especially in this country, we have people consume raw milk.
Yeah.
So you can't assume this processing in this product.
Yeah.
But the good practice is we always have processing of milk. Obtain the milk, store as a farmer, sell it to the big industries or the manufacturing companies, then they process it, destroy microorganisms, then package it for a longer shelf life.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Science on Your Plate, the podcast where we talk about the science behind your food so you can learn to trust it once more. I'm your host, Katrina Diambo, and today we're going to talk about a topic many of us are familiar with, a commodity that is consumed all over the world, and that is milk. Is it white gold or is it white poison? I'm joined by some two amazing people who are experienced in the sector and are going to help us understand it right from the farm all the way to your packet or your glass at home. So, hi! Hey guys.
Hi.
Ellie, say hi. Tell us your name. Something fun about you. Yeah.
Hi, hello. I'm Manasses, Njuguna. I'm a dairy enthusiast, and people call me dairy man or the cow man.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's all you want to tell us.
Yeah.
Utaki kuringa kiasi.
But I also happen to be a food scientist by profession. I've worked in the dairy sector in terms of processing, manufacturing, and then I've also worked at the farm level, which I'm still doing. What we do basically is aggregate materials for the animals, produce, store them, and then release to the market.
Yes, the line is very important. So we know we are dealing with a qualified expert.
Yeah.
Yes, I must say hi.
Hi everyone, my name is Momanyi, Amos. I'm a food scientist by profession. I've worked so much with the food safety systems. I have quite a good experience in the dairy industry. Right from the lab, actually from the farm collection of the milk, production of the milk, all the way to the market. That's what I can say about myself. So as far as milk is concerned, yeah.
You've worked there, you know the ins and outs. Exactly, and that brings us to our very first question. How do you explain milk to a 10-year-old?
You're looking at me?
Fascinating. You have to bring on the science.
Yeah, it's to a 10-year-old, remember?
I think on my case, I would say the white liquid that comes out of the udder of a cow.
Udder, what is that?
To a 10-year-old, right? That's what I'm looking at. To a 10-year-old.
I'm thinking udder.
Yeah.
I will help you in that one. Maybe help with that.
If I'm explaining it to
a 10-year-old,
to a 10-year-old, definitely I won't go with where it comes from. I would go with what it is and why we use it. Because the aim is to have them understand why we need milk in glass every single day. So I would say milk is a super drink, a natural and a tasty super drink that helps them grow strong, helps them, I can say, get the energy to do the activities they do every single day. Maybe go to school.
Play the games.
Yeah, just make them strong. It's a super drink.
Just as some arena in the making.
So, like, which kind of nutrients does milk provide? Maybe you can tell us that, Manasses.
In terms, I think it's bold, but I would say the biggest nutrient say it has is calcium, which is good for the development of bones and also healthy teeth.
Yeah.
So basically they get gut and then get a good chunk of carbohydrates in terms of energy, the lactose that is there, they make sugar. And also, those are the major two that I would really recommend because the others are in very small quantities. And the two that I have mentioned would be very important for any value that you want from the milk.
That has reminded me, we usually call milk a superfood, right? Why do we call it that?
Super is relative.
They call it a whole meal. It's a whole meal. It's a whole food in that it has a number of essential nutrients that are able to help the body grow. Like he has mentioned, we have calcium for the bones. We have proteins for your muscles. We have a number of vitamins, like vitamin D, which works well with calcium for your muscles, for your bones and teeth. We have things like it has vitamin B12, which is good for your blood as well. So it's a whole meal in that you see, like an infant can survive on just milk and nothing else. That tells you it has all the essential nutrients your body needs to grow. That's why we call it a whole meal. You don't need to supplement it with anything else. Yeah.
And the fact that it does even, and I will not say hydrate per se, but you can take it and you still feel you can quench even the last.
Oh yeah,
really?
satiety.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Satiety.
You're full.
You're full.
You don't need food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quench, yeah? Quench.
Mimi kama si maji, if it's not water. Hi.
Actually, there are areas where people take milk. It's just like in northeastern.
Yeah, milk from the camel.
Yeah.
You can't get water.
Yeah.
You can get milk. It serves the purpose.
So you have to be able to understand. People don't really use it as an alternative. People use it as food and even as a source of water. Those kind of use it because they rarely get, like right now in the dry season they hardly cause water. So we take that, and it can serve both purposes. Yeah.
I was almost asking, like, now where does the camel get water? And then I remembered camels do not need
They have carbs.
Yes.
They break down the fats and
Yes, because apparently even water affects the milk content of cows, right?
Yes. Actually, in another food science setting, you would say milk is an emulsion. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, when you say emulsion, then we changanya.
Okay.
Depends. Do we still remain with the 10-year-old or just everybody?
Maybe the 10-year-old. When you know, almost many people out here are 10-year-olds. Yes, we are big, but when it comes to the science, we are 10-year-olds.
Yeah. So this can be
Nikisema kitiko ndani ingine. Kitiko ndani ingine. I don't know how that sounds, but
at least wameelewa what it is, you know.
Yeah.
So, like, what happens to milk immediately after milking?
Are you asking me what happens to milk immediately after milking? A lot of things happens to milk immediately after milking. The fact one is it exists. It is there.
It is there.
But then if you're asking the question from an angle of how do you get it to glass?
Yes, from now, we've taken it from the cow. Now you want to see the process up to the time it reaches the manufacturers and now to the consumers.
Oh, that's interesting. After milking, after getting the milk from the cow, a lot of processes happens depending on what is the final product that you want. I understand from most of the cultures that we have, especially in this country, we have people who consume raw milk.
Yeah.
So you can't assume this processing in this product.
Yeah.
But the good practice is we always have processing of milk. You obtain the milk, store as a farmer, sell it to the big industries or the manufacturing companies, then they process it, destroy microorganisms, then package it for a longer shelf life. Or make other products out of it, like yogurt and cheese. So yeah, that's what I can say happens to milk. Immediately you get milk, add value to it, then keep it on the shelf. Or you process it to maybe destroy microorganisms, then enhance the taste, and then it is served for ready use immediately. So a lot of things happen to it.
Based on what exactly you define by
Based on
after.
what happens after.
Because like the guidelines are there for people who are to do the commercial bit of it.
Yes.
And there are still no, like people who are in rural setting. It depends what some even take in Kibui from
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is the commercial side of things. You
Yeah,
see,
they-
now,
they- they-
when we just processing the milk, not for yogurt, not for anything, just this milk that we have in our packets. Yes. So once, let's say I'm a farmer, and then maybe a company has contracted me to be supplying them with milk. I don't know how it happens. Do I do the milking myself? Are there machines? Do the companies come and supervise? Like,
all right. I think now I get your question. Basically, you want to understand how milk is
now I
processed
understand.
until you get it on the shelf.
yes.
That's interesting. not from the farmer. We have different farmers. Like in our country, there's so many small-scale farmers and we have large-scale farmers.
Yeah.
You don't need a specialized equipment to milk one cow, but you definitely need it if you're having like 100 cows to do the same work, to make work easier. So yes, there's milking of the milk, obtaining the milk from the cow. You need to do it in an hygienic way.
Yeah.
It has to be clean containers. You need to make sure your cow is not sick. Where you're doing it is also clean. You as the person or the farmer, you're also clean. Get the milk in the most hygienic possible way. Then we have what we call storing of the milk, depending on how, are you taking it yourself to the factory or somebody's coming to pick it? So if you're taking it directly to the factory, then maybe you can chill it as you do the collection, then transport it to the factory.
How do you chill it?
Basically, we have chillers in big cooler stations. It's a tank that has condensed water around it in the jacket, so you just cool the milk to certain levels. Microorganisms. If you don't have the capacity to transport the milk to the factory yourself, then we have other regions that you have a collection point. So there's somebody who's doing it as business. You open a collection point. Small farmers bring 1 liter, you bring 10, somebody else bring 4. At the end of the day, we have 100 liters in that collection point. Then it is collected by a commercial vehicle and taken to a processing facility. So in the processing facility, of course, a lot of things happen. Checking if the milk is good, accept the milk. First steps, of course, it's always cooling as you collect the whole batch for processing. So you chill it to temperatures below, is it 4 degrees? I think that is it. -4 degrees. Chill it, then you store it in silos, then there's pasteurization after that. After pasteurization, then depending on what you want to make, if you want to make UHT milk, then you have to take it through sterilization, higher temperatures that is.
It was almost like you told us pasteurization, now you're in sterilization. What
Yeah,
is
but I'm just explaining the process, but we'll get there. Yeah, then based on what you want to do, that is what I mean. If it's UHT milk, then it has to be sterilized. If it's just making other products, then it's pasteurization. And then packaging, and then of course, to the shelf.
Do you have anything to add there?
I would say, I would like, or maybe someone out there asked me the other day, why do we have to pasteurize milk? Why does it have to happen?
Exactly. Because what is going to be the next question? Why can't you guys consume milk the way it is? Need cows or the camels and the goats, and then I just drink it.
Actually, I would say this, people don't believe, but this is the truth. Milk is always in sterile.
It is safe.
It is always safe. Whenever kwa ng'ombe, hata nazio Kiswahili, kwa hiyo ng'ombe, kama mnyama, iko safe. Sisi ndio huwa tunaiharibu tukitoa kwa hiyo mnyama, tukiweka mahali tunataka kuweka. The transfer from the animal to other points, that is where the contamination comes from. Ama hapo ndio bacteria comes in.
So we are the problem, in short.
We are the problem. Milk is not the problem. We are the problem. Because I have tried. I have people in my farm who take milk from the udder. Hey, kama mnyama anakunywa, nothing will happen.
Hiyo ada ya mnyama haina shida.
Haina shida.
Haina shida. It's clear.
The same way, let me ask you a question. Hata nikupe example yenye nitaweza kurelate. Mama na mtoto. The same concept. Unapea mtoto maziwa. Unachemsha. Hauchemshi. Unampea venye iko. Yeah. So
ya mama pia ni tangu ada. Anyway, at the same principle, before patia mtoto you have to clean it.
Yeah, that's
the same principle. Yeah. The external part, yes. So it's the same thing he's trying to explain. From the animal itself. But I think it's also good to understand that not always is the milk safe from the animal directly, because if you're talking of in terms of microorganisms, it is safe. But then when you're talking of other things, let's say from feed, like toxins or like heavy metals that are transferred from the feed to the animal, there are higher chances of getting them in the milk. If the animal has taken antibiotics, of course it's in the milk. So if it's from the angle of microorganisms, it's very safe. But if you have to look at the whole perspective of it, why we need to process it or why we need to check before we consume, then all those other things count. And they're very dangerous in long term.
So what are the main types of milk we have?
Milk is milk.
When it's processed, we have different types.
I think we would say packaging. I will not say milk is different. Because the whole point of it being in those forms is to extend the shelf life ama ikae siku moja.
Sasa tuambie hizo zenye ku extend shelf life
or
how can you process it
too? How many products do you get out of milk? Process it. When you go to process it, not like those other, but in which forms do you get after processing?
The milk itself.
Yes,
that makes.
Yes, the inaitwa tunaonga na hii inaitwa I don't know, this to packet. We usually call everything. I remember growing up we used to call everything ile premier.
Oh.
And then there is this other with the hard packet and it's kind of long life. Yes, exactly. Those are the types I want.
I think I would start with pasteurized. I think still, okay, kuna pasteurized, there is ESL, there is UHT milk, which one else? I think those three are the major ones.
We still have raw milk at the end of the day.
Yeah,
It's everything.
I think I'm assuming the obvious.
Yeah, you're assuming it's obvious, but it is there. Yeah, we also have, maybe you can get SMP, that is not SMP, let's just say milk powder.
Milk powder,
The equivalent of the fats or not, it's just milk powder.
Yeah.
Still, then it's a form of milk after processing. So then after that, with that milk is when you make other products like cheese, yogurt from there. But those forms, the ones he has mentioned, pasteurized milk, UHT, no, I don't know the difference between ESL and UHT. You have to clarify that. But yeah, then there's raw milk, and then I think there's milk powder.
Yeah.
The powdered milk.
Okay.
Break it down to us.
All right.
In the simplest way possible.
I think nitasema tu yenye tunaona tu kwa shelves.
Yes.
The one that are in bottles, the containers, actual containers. That is what we call pasteurized milk. It is meant to stay for a period of maximum 3 days. But we have seen others which are extended much longer, depending with the hygienic conditions that have been used during the transfer of milk from the farmer to the factory. That is the sole reason that the days can differ. But the pasteurized milk is supposed to be a period of 3 to 4 days maximum. From the period of harvesting the milk kwa mnyama, transfer kwa cooling to the factory, then putting it in a container. Yeah. ESL, in longer terms, it would mean extended shelf life. It is the same fresh milk that has been heated to a temperature of above 100 degrees. Izonia hiyo yote, kuna zile bacteria zilikufa at the first stage ya pasteurization. But kuna zile zingine zilibaki. Ukiendelea ku this temperature, zitakufa zingine. That means the milk itaweza kukaa for a longer period. That is also combined by the packaging board. Hiyo period inatumika kwa ESL haivari sana. Okay, the point is, when you're processing maziwa from 100 to 100 degrees and above, na when you're UHT processiwa hazina tofauti. The point is the packaging you have used.
And the temperature difference.
Yes. Hiyo ya ESL, packaging yake iko na layer kama 3.
Nice.
Yeah. There is the outer one, the intermediate, and the inner one. So inamaanisha hiyo maziwa inaenda for 3 months. Hizi kumuona kwa shelves.
ESL?
Yes, ESL imeandikwa 3 months. Hapo unapata UHT 6 months. Yeah, so 3 months inamaanisha ni ESL. It can go for a maximum period of 90 days. I think I can go 3 months, I can go 90 days. Inamaanisha ni ESL. Extended shelf life. Hii ingine bado ni the same. It is extended shelf life, but at high temperatures of about 130 to 135. Yeah, 130 to 135. So it inamaanisha hiyo kihit that temperature, that milk we combine a good packaging inaweza kaa for a period of 180 days. Without having wadudu, that is the easiest way to put it. Wasiingia hapo ndani na maziwa ukitumia kupika chai, bali itakuwa na the same taste. Yeah. Yeah, that is how I would say it. Pasteurization, 3 to maximum of 72 hours should be consumed. ESL, 90 days the milk should have been used. And UHT, a maximum of 180 days the milk should have been consumed. Yeah.
So this ESL, is it like the UHT that we can store at room temperature?
Actually, the packaging enables you to store the milk at room temperature without the milk getting bad. Because you have said, as you process the milk, you use a packaging that allows the milk to stay safe and not to allow entry of any other live microorganism into the product.
I think it's safe to say pasteurization itself does not make milk be stable for 3 months.
Yeah.
The packaging matters.
The packaging.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. The packaging really matters.
And the milk you see on the shelf staying for 3 months or 90 days or 180 days, it's not just that the milk is processed to stay for 90 days. No, it is the packaging versus the heat treatment that helps it to go that long. If you open that package and you leave it in that room, it will not even last 24 hours.
I think there's always a caption on it written, once
you
opened,
open,
keep refrigerated. Because you have already
exposed it.
exposed it out. Yeah.